All right, welcome back, guys. We're doing some more walleye fishing today. And I will say we've had a pretty nasty cold front last week and continuing into this week. So the fish are really scattered, which doesn't help when you're trying to find bigger schools of fish to cast on, or even find fish in general when you're just finding one, two, maybe 4 or 5 in a school. So we're gonna go break down some shallower areas. I think, when you get a cold front, these fish generally split, where you have some fish drive super deep to find more stable water, and some other walleyes, they'll stay in the shallows and just kind of ride out the storm. So I think the fish are gonna be a little split. So I think I'm gonna target more of the shallower side. I don't like targeting fish deep unless I'm gonna keep fish. And even at that, I still really don't like targeting many walleyes over 28 feet, just because of barotrauma, and I just try to protect as many fish as I can. So I'm gonna go shallow. I'm thinking shallow points, inside turns, humps, saddles, any piece of structure like that that's gonna hold some weeds or gonna hold fish. So we're gonna go out probably that 10 to 18 feet, I'm thinking. I've got plastics, I've got red tails, creek chubs, sucker minnows, and crawlers. I'm gonna see what works best. I have no clue. Honestly, I think probably crawlers are gonna be working the best, but I'm hoping for a minnow bite. I'm hoping to get a couple on plastics. I'm hoping for no technical issues. I've had some bad camera issues this last couple times trying to make some videos, so we're gonna hope nothing goes wrong today. Stay tuned, we're gonna catch some fish. There we go, there's a fish. Been kind of running around looking for different schools of fish, and they've been pretty scattered today, which isn't what we like to see. But we got one on, just kind of throwing a bunch of different baits at them to see what they want to bite this morning. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Good eater to start the day. This jig popped out. There we go. Not a bad one. Just a nice 17-inch fish there. And we're just, I don't know, the fish have been really, really scattered, which doesn't help the bite at all. We're gonna get this guy back. But we're just kind of trucking along, using side imaging, looking at humps and points and seeing where these fish want to be staged. There's one. There we go. It's not feeling terrible. Feeling like a pretty decent fish. We just kind of landed on a mid-lake hump. Fishing pretty shallow. We're not super deep. I've been seeing fish kind of just everywhere I go. I've been seeing fish anywhere from 15 feet to even 35 feet when I was running into a spot. So I mean, they're not very grouped up quite yet. We've had some cold fronts that kind of pushed fish out deeper to find stable water temps, but now they're kind of doing whatever they want. There's really no solid pattern quite yet. That's a nicer one. Better than the first one. This guy wolfed it pretty good. I'm gonna grab my pliers for this one, I think. That bait is gone. Now it's probably a 19, close to 20-inch fish. But the key today kind of seems like, I've only caught a handful of fish. Kind of seems like they want a pretty slow presentation. Nothing too fast, nothing too aggressive, just nice and slow. That's kind of been the trick. We're gonna see if we can get a few more fish like that one. There we go. There's one, doesn't feel like a monster. This guy turned it right he turned right around when he saw me. Oh, that's funny. A little walleye. That one was on a crawler this time. It's been like a smorgasbord for him. I've been throwing everything and anything I can to get fish to bite just because they haven't been great. Little walleye right there. Throw this guy back and try to get some bigger ones. There's that fish. There we go. That was pretty cool. I had a guy swing by. He's actually right in front of my boat right now. He asked if I was Trig, and I told him I was, and said he's subscribed and likes watching the videos. So it's pretty cool. You guys ever see me out here on the lake or at an access? Come up, talk to me. Let's talk some fishing. I think that's just super cool. I've met quite a few people that watch my videos when I'm out fishing. So there's one there. That one was on a crawler. So I'm throwing around a bunch of stuff. These fish are pretty scattered. I started the day fishing some shallow humps. And we're keeping that shallow trend. We're on another shallow hump kind of off this shoreline here. Catching a few fish, nothing big. I want one big one today. We'll see if we can make it happen, but perfect eaters. So we're gonna throw this guy back and try to get a big one out of plastic. That is the goal. That'd be fun. There's one. Oh man, we kind of went through a little bit of a lull. Had a hard time, finding groups of fish. I could find a lot of singles, but singles were getting really hard to get to bite. But then trying to find any fish that wanted to do anything to do with the bait was also been kind of a challenge, This morning it was on fire, it was pretty much one after another, and now it's kind of just not that. Get the net here. See if we can get him in here. Okay, come on. Come on. They are lively though. They are lively. Kind of a jig and a crawler thing. I did get a couple on plastics. Had some GoPro issues, so hopefully the GoPro captured some footage. We're gonna see the wind is nasty, so hopefully the audio is not too bad. Another nice quality eater. Just fishing kind of shallow. That's where I've been seeing a lot of my fish, is up in the shallows, 12 to 18 feet. So shallow, but not crazy shallow. And that's kind of been the ticket, just the edge of weeds, moving it nice and slow, nothing crazy fast. If you start ripping the baits, they just kind of shut right down. So we're gonna see if we can get a few more to bite, and then we'll run through what I'm using. There's one. Kind of nice, all this fog we had is starting to clear out. It was pretty gnarly this morning. Fog was super thick. Could hardly see anything on the way out or even on the way here to the access. Another nice eater there. Just kind of ripping these crawlers slow. I got a couple to go on plastics, but it's definitely been a slow bite. I had a couple bites on minnows, but they dropped it on a rig. They're just not. Oh my gosh, I'm throwing this fish around. Come here, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, you were not. You were hooked in the mouth, not the gills. Wait, flopping around. There we go. Just using a green, or this, what is it? Metallic olive long shank with the crawler. 7-foot, medium light, Norseman Outdoors, Mr. Walleye series rod. Catching perfect little eaters. Shallow humps. That's what we're doing, shallow humps. Just working the edge of them, finding some tall weeds, casting up in the cabbage, and the fish are there, but you really gotta be patient and really work them, because they're not very aggressive after this little cold snap we've had. All right, I'm gonna go over quick kind of what I was doing. It's kind of like a 1-2 punch plastic crawler combo. Starting with the plastic. This was a 3.5-inch paddle shad by Northland Tackle. This is the eye candy. I think this is a gizzard shad, and with a deep V 1/4 ounce jig on it. And how I was running this was I was casting up there, and I wasn't bouncing on bottom. I was just doing a straight slow retrieve, maybe like a foot or two off of bottom. I was getting some fish. I had a lot of misses, a lot of strikes and misses on it. It's not too much of a minnow bite right now, not for me anyways. where kind of like the more finessey stuff, the crawlers, the leeches have been doing a lot better after this cold snap. And then for my crawler rod, this is a 1/8 ounce long shank Northland tungsten jig in metallic olive, I think is the name. And this was, I was casting out there, pretty much doing the same thing, just a straight retrieve with a 1/2 crawler. They're both Pflueger President reels. They both got 8-pound braid with like a 10 to 12 pound, 8-pound fluorocarbon leader on 7-foot medium light Norseman Outdoor Mr. Walleye Series rods. Absolutely love them. Fantastic rods. That's kind of my setup. This is going to do it for me, guys. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one.